Welcome to the channel of Journey of Spirit. I'm recovering and meanwhile growing, testing new stuff out. I had a download I want to share. I believe in growth, mastery, mastering self and helping others heal. My latest was healing the fear of being in front of the camera. So here we are. Last energies I saw floating around in the community were about spell work, indeed mastering, leveling up. I was guided to do a video about it and the techniques behind it. Mixing earth energy with spiritual energy. So 3D, when we start the ascension, we get 3D mirrors. So people around us trigger us, we ask why and see the problem and get to work with it. Tools in that phase. Key elements is that the energy, instead of being stagnant and crystallized, is that you make it fluid again for yourself. When it's moving, it's yours, so you're mastering it in that moment, in the smallest space. But you are doing it. When energy becomes fluid, nobody can touch it, grasp it, other than you, because it's moving. For example, the most common knowledge is that God is everywhere and nobody could hug him, for instance. Same goes for healing trauma. The only way spell work can affect you is like in the 3D, when somebody else triggers you, is when you make that link, that connection, hence free will, where religions and books speak about. Best example, earthy example is I had a burnout, thought I could escape 3D mirrors, go into hermit mode. Thought I would be nice and cozy, basically resting. But I found out that then you get spirits that will mirror. I did holistically and energetically did the healing work. So accepting spirits in my house and connecting with them, being curious. It boils down to they need their lessons too. So they will mirror back what they need to learn. Hence, you get triggered. Sorry. Sorry. That was spontaneous. Thank you, Spirit. Being goofy today. Uh, yeah, so accepting spirit in the house as long as they behaved was the key rule they could observe. Therefore, I could touch on topics like on my community board where growing and leveling up uh, like the mental energy was mental. I talked about that topic on my community board. It is. It was a metaphor, a symbol for us being energetically linked and sensitive. And when energy, like I said, is flowing, nobody can grasp it, basically. And that's the lesson behind that is letting go of control, fear, fear of the unseen, and trust. That ties in the baby steps, defining good and bad, also as a tool for differentiating ego, higher self. In the matrix and in the community as we have seen it, that was the element that was the glitch. People wanting more, so greed. People needed to be or wanting to be a god so they could have power. Is reflecting back, mirroring lack of power. Feeding or functioning out of that energy, you are mirroring a demigod. So while restoring, while growing, you are mimicking ancestral patterns. Karma is another way of taking an example and making some kind of logic out of it to see where you can heal, grow on your journey. So when your life gave you mirrors, and in my example, when you try to escape life, the material, and or just sometimes you are just guided to take leave of other people's energy and take the more spiritual approach, and then you encounter energies as well. So it's normal cause and effect because you can't escape lessons in general. Spirit was like, this video can be placed in a room, a space where you feel the most triggered if they are basically, yeah, being frustrated or you feel uneasy. Spirit was like, see it as you being in a relationship 3D mirror. You trying to get your point across and letting your partner get to know you. And yet after 5 years, he's like, oh, was that your favorite color? Or did that bug you? It, get, it gets frustrating. And you can act out in those moments. You, as a person in the here and now, you have the ability to see the person you have that conflict with. That's a luxury position. When you have blocks, you can't see spirit. So spirit is unseen. And when you have fear for the unseen, spirit has limited other ways to uh, tell you why they are there or what they need. And then they will act out accordingly to their frustration. Based on my lessons ancestral karma, and as we were mimicking, and we talked about that as well on my community board. Or we are reliving their karma. Mostly it was based on the glitch of some form of need of a person. Needing to be more like, more than another. Or being more different, having more power. Doesn't matter. In the level up, in mastery, it's going to be different. And they asked me to set an example. So I did all my lessons, all the help I gave others, I did for free. Didn't matter if it was providing for stuff or just advice or whatever, it was always free. Meanwhile, there were a lot of jobs and titles I could pick out of to make a living. And I was always guided to do things differently. I got the card for additional basically a backup of the message. So I got many things I could choose out of, and I choose to just stay and be me. Spirit is like, you can continue that as I will. So I won't be offering an old-fashioned service. Spirit was like, post a link where they can pay you, they can donate. So people voluntarily can donate a small amount, put in their own numbers, and offer you support as you support and heal them. So it's no obligation. It only will be in the description box. Nowhere else I won't contact you. won't drop it in the comment box, so only in the description boxes of the video is where people, if they feel guided to, can donate. Otherwise, I would like and subscribe. So, leading by example, this was a way of not needing anything, being authentic to self or authentic self. Energy is flowing, so it's not tangible, it doesn't know time, space, can be everywhere. That's why Spirit said you can place this video in a space that feels uncomfortable. And then I think I covered most of the download. It is that really those baby steps of working with energy and the memory of working with it, that you mastered it already, and all the other elements that are in the mix help you elevate. 3D matter, like I said, working place, for instance, 3D mirrors of co-workers triggering you, depending on the overall energy, they can be stagnant. The laboring party can be stagnant or scattered, and that's also how your trauma might feel, or your problem, or your situation. The manager, the name says it all, CEO. So manager, you would oversee who's there and what's happening, and you can manage. You are working with the energy, making it translucent. And then the CEO, etc. Healing, 3D mirrors triggers problems. Fundamental. You working with the energy, you are becoming or learning to become the manager. When you manage it, you can become the CEO. Hence the depiction of the pyramid system. But when you have a close up, when you zoom in, you don't see the whole construction. You only see the layers, and then you could interpret it as the ladder. So it's time to evolve. Inner child wounds were most likely the fear of the unknown, the unseen. The energy flow of mastering is knowing the energy, working with it, and then you are already alchemizing, practicing alchemy. And you need all the situations to become pure. That's how they roll. So no need to be scared of spell work. If you call spell work, you labeled it and you crystallized it. What I used to do with trauma was give it my own. I didn't even call them labels. I would give it a theme. So let's say mother wounds or mother issues. Or is it overall of the feminine? Daddy issues, etc. And every time I would complete the cycle and overcome the problem, you get the repetition, but that's basically for the mechanisms behind it, for the keys and the tools. So it's not to bug you, etc. It's all good. The whole matrix, the other reader spoke about it, echo box, what you think about comes about, and in the mental energy is correct, but it feels strange, quirky, sometimes even but when you understand it is like water. Water has a reflection, and therefore I can label it as a mirror as well. Those little words, those little themes make energy into something you can control in that moment. And it's not about control, rigid. It's about, okay, I got this. I can do this. So don't worry. I hope this helped. I'm wishing you a lovely day. Bye.